Hey, welcome. This is Jay for the Oregon Fly Fishing blog. I'm going to show you a couple of methods that I use to tie tails on deceivers. I start with a bucktail base, secured fairly sparse, not much of a tie down point, but I will make sure that bucktail flares. And is held quite nicely there. And I'll add a little bit of Loctite or super glue to keep this. And I'm using GSP thread these days, most commonly. I sometimes tie deceivers with very long feathers, but today I'm going to keep the feather length to fairly modest, so it's easier to see. And as you know, these feathers have a shiny side, a dull side, and they are curved. And these two feathers are opposing. The shiny sides are together. These two feathers are facing with the dull sides together. Dull sides together means you're going to be a real flat profile. Shiny sides together like these are, and I'm tying them in by the butts on edge. And so these will be curved, and they will provide quite a bit of motion. You can see that curve with the bucktail support. Now here I'm adding two more opposing feathers. The butts are stripped, and I'm putting them right on the center, the top of the hook, kind of tightening it up there with straightening with my fingers, and then securing them really nicely. And you can see those four feathers on there nicely opposing, and that's going to create a lot of motion. And let's take this hook out of the vise here. And I've actually added a little bit of reinforcement of bucktail around the sides. Now here, instead of using flat wing saddles, I'm going to use strung saddles, and I just break off a batch and kind of twist them around like this. I've got about 6 feathers there. They're going all different directions, and they're going to produce a lot of motion. So I trim off the butts, and I'll pull a little bit of that marabou out to reduce the bulk before I actually get to tying them in. Get them secured quite nicely. I'm sure I'll add a little bit of Loctite or super glue. And I'm showing, so here you can see at left we have 4 feathers that are opposing, and here we have 6 feathers that are in that tangled kind of jumble. They're both going to produce a lot of action in your deceiver. I urge you to give these a try. So thank you for joining us today. I hope you have fun at the vise and on the water. Looking forward to seeing you again. Remember, all the materials are available at thecaddisflyshop.com.